Welcome back, everyone. I am Psycho Emerald. Today I'm back with another Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch action figure unboxing and review. Today I finally have Boba Fett from The Mandalorian. This is the Tython version, the version where he's in his Tusken Raider robes. I've been wanting this figure for so long, and I finally found him on eBay for a great deal. I just never ended up having the money to put aside for the pre-order for this guy, but I'm very glad that I was eventually able to get him, and this kind of reassures me that even though I'm not able to pre-order every figure I want, eventually I'll find them for a good deal or have the money to be able to pick them up. And I'm totally willing to be patient and wait for the new figures that I really, really want. And I know a lot of people have had this guy for a long time, but I've been wanting him because I love this scene. I love this part of The Mandalorian when Boba Fett comes back. I remember my reaction along with my brothers when we were watching The Mandalorian, the first episode of season 2 for the first time, when we saw Boba Fett and he turns around and you see it's Tamara Morrison. That was one of the coolest moments in the entire show. And of course, I loved the scene where he's just destroying the stormtroopers. I was very surprised by the brutality of that scene, and I just loved it. And so I've been wanting this figure ever since I saw it announced. And now I finally have him in hand, and I was able to get him out and play with him for a little bit. But yeah, there's the artwork. Love that artwork. And like I said, the box is a little dinged up, but I got him for a really great deal, like I said. So there's Boba Fett on the side of the box. Boba Fett Tython. Really cool artwork. Does look like Tamara Morrison there. Black Series logo. Once again, Mandalorian orange there. Boba Fett from Tython, which this could also be called the Boba Fett from Tatooine. That would definitely be a acceptable name, but they called it the Tython version. Then Star Wars The Black Series, number 16 in The Mandalorian. The artwork again, Star Wars The Black Series, Boba Fett Tython. And it says, once regarded as one of the most fearsome and capable bounty hunters in the galaxy, Boba Fett seemingly met his demise in the Sarlacc pit on Tatooine. A survivor to his core, Fett lived to fight another day. Very cool. Top of the box has a window there. You can kind of see me in the reflection. And then we got the barcode sticker. Don't know what that's from. And then we have the legal stuff. So yeah, I'm going to pop this guy open. So let's grab the trusty unboxing knife so we can pop the box back open and get him out. There we go. And then grab the tray. I do love these new Black Series boxes. They still feel new, but they've been around for like 2 years now. That's really weird, but yeah. Let's get his cycler rifle out there. Then we got his gaffy stick. Like I said, I've already opened it, so everything's going to come out pretty easy. His little pistol here. And then Boba himself. Right there. So let's get all the packaging out of the way and we'll take a look at Boba Fett. Alright, so there's Boba Fett with all his accessories out of the package. So let's check out the figure first. And he has this really cool soft goods robe. I know it probably looks very brown on screen, but it's actually really dark in person. And it looks very close to how it looked in the show. In the show, it looked black. The robe they probably did use was more of a dark brown, but on screen, it shows up as more of a black. But the robe in hand, I can guarantee you, it's very dark brown, and it looks really, really good. And yeah, you can pull the cloak up a little bit. You can actually take it all the way off if you want, but you can see all the cool detail they've got under here, like the kind of shells for his cycler rifled ammunition. You got the holster here that you can put the pistol into. And the hood here I will never use because I've seen other reviews. I might put a little screenshot up where like if you actually put that hood over his head, it looks absolutely ridiculous. So I'm not going to mess with that. But yeah, and it does hinder the articulation a little bit to have this cloak. So it's a little bit difficult, especially when you have a brand new figure right out of the package. It's a little stiff. And then on top of that, having the soft goods. But we'll get to the articulation later. But yeah, the boots look really good too, as you guys can see. And the head sculpt is pretty fantastic. I think it could use maybe a little more wrinkles, make him look a little older. Maybe the skin could be a little paler, but it still does have a pretty good likeness to Tamara Morrison. And you have these scars from the Sarlacc going across his face. You can't see him as well on camera, but they look really, really good in person. And yeah, I guess you'll just have to trust me on that one. And yeah, it's just a really good looking figure. I think it's good representation of Boba Fett in this outfit from The Mandalorian. So yeah, let's check out his accessories. Okay, so starting with the gaffy stick, it has kind of the gold end to it here, where he has the pokey, stabby, speary end to it there. And then we have the gaffy stick part that has a lot of really cool detail, the kind of spiked club end to it. And there's kind of a grip on the handle there that he can hold. And this is kind of like a stretchy string. It's not that stretchy, but it's a string that you can strap it onto his back with, like that. So you can do that. It doesn't stay on super well, but I'm sure if you mess with it, you could try to make it stay there. So yeah, it's at least cool that they've got a way to store it on his back like we saw in the show. even if it doesn't work very well. It's definitely very loose and kind of wants to fall off, but I probably am going to display him holding it. But see, there you go. If you mess with it for a little while, it'll eventually stay. And let's check out the cycler rifle next, right over here. Might just lay Boba down so he doesn't fall over. And then, yeah, we've got that with all the gold detail going down the barrel. Got the scope, which kind of has this gunmetal metallic silver paint to it. And then the brown on the rest of it. And once again, a strap that you can use to put this on Boba's back, just like that. It works a lot better. I wish they had done a strap like that for the gaffy stick. I know it would have been a little bit more disruptive, I guess, with him trying to hold the gaffy stick, but I think that would have been better than this because this string does not work very well. But that definitely works a lot better. So I think they should have done something like this for the gaffy stick, even though it would have made it a little bit more difficult for him to hold it. And then we got this little pistol, which he never used in this outfit. I don't think he used the cycler rifle either, but we at least saw that on his back. But he never used this in this outfit, but he did have it, as we see once he has the armor back on. He uses this pistol, so he must have had it with him. And that figure, speaking of him with the armor on Tython, I did pre-order that Walmart exclusive figure, and I'm really excited about that. Hopefully it'll start shipping soon, because it looks really cool, and it'll be cool to have both versions, which I think that one should have been labeled as the Tython Boba Fett, and this should have been labeled as the Tatooine Boba Fett. I think that would have been a better way to differentiate them, but instead they called the armored one like Jedi Ruins or something like that, which is kind of silly if you ask me. But yeah, the pistol looks really good. Gunmetal silver paint on there, and then the brown handle looks good. So yeah, you can put that in his hand. I've seen reviews where the cycler rifle does not fit in his hand super well. So I don't know if I'm going to try that on camera, but the cycler rifle is definitely mostly meant to be on his back, and I think it looks really good there. And the pistol fits like pretty much perfectly into his hand with the trigger finger. Even though he doesn't use it in this outfit, it definitely looks really great with him posed with it because it fits in his hand pretty much perfectly. So yeah, there you go. So let's check out the articulation on Boba Fett. Okay, so for the articulation on Boba Fett, as you might expect, it's a little bit hindered by the cloak, especially on the elbow hinges here, which I'm pretty sure are just kind of a single joint and swivel. If you lift the cloak up there, you can kind of see that. It's just a single jointed elbow and a swivel, which works fine, but that will be hindered a little bit stiff when you get them out of the box. At least mine is like that. And it is a little bit stiff because of the fact that it has the cloak over it, I think. But the joints on the knees are really smooth. It just is really big. As you can see, it's a very big knee joint there. But it works really well, and they did a good job of kind of covering it. So like if you have him in like a running pose or something like that, you won't be seeing that because they have that over it. So yeah, pretty good articulation. I think he also has like a ball joint there, and especially the head. Pretty much come to expect that from Black Series, but the newer Black Series figures always have really great head articulation. So you'll be able to get him into some pretty cool poses. Might be a little bit difficult to try to mess with the cloak while you're doing that, but let me try to get him into a cool pose, and I'll give you guys a look at Boba Fett from Tython. Alright, so for some quick size comparisons before I finish this up, let's compare him with some other Boba Fett's, starting with the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett from the 40th anniversary line right there. And they look like, it looks like this Boba Fett is definitely a little bit shorter. And I would compare the Return of the Jedi Boba. It's a really great figure, definitely the best Boba Fett they've made so far. But the thing is I have him in this kneeling pose that I'm really proud of, and I don't want to take him out of it because I'm sure I won't be able to get it exactly right again. Well, I'm sure I would, but it'd take me a little while. But at least you can kind of see how they all look together, and they all look pretty cool. So I'll take these two guys out of the way, but yeah, this guy definitely seems like he's a little shorter, so maybe, like, I don't know, the armor makes him a little bit taller. I feel like he's just maybe a little bit out of scale, but that's okay because he still looks really great, and it's not extremely noticeable, just slightly noticeable that he is a little bit shorter. And I'd also like to compare him with a Stormtrooper. So here we have the Stormtrooper from the Mandalorian, so you can have him smacking the Stormtrooper with his gaffy stick and stuff. So yeah, let me get the Stormtrooper out of the way, and then I'll give you my finishing thoughts on Boba Fett from Tython. Okay, so for my finishing thoughts on this review, I really like this figure. I've been really looking forward to it. It's not to say there aren't some problems. I do think the string on the gaffy stick is a little silly. Doesn't really quite work. I think that even though the soft goods are great, and I'm glad they're there, they do hinder the articulation just a slight bit, make it a little bit more difficult to get into good poses, but he's still really fun to pose around, really fun to do fun stuff with. So I would definitely recommend picking this figure up if you haven't already, because it's a really good figure. I think the head sculpt looks really good. I like the accessories, and I think the articulation is good enough, even though you have to kind of fiddle with the cloak a little bit. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed already and you like Star Wars Black Series figures, please consider subscribing. I do a lot of Black Series content on my channel, so yeah, please consider subscribing in order to join the Knights of Mischief. As always, hope you guys found this video helpful. Hope you found it enjoyable, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.